Okay, we don't have that many.
By the way, should I be recording this? Did we figure out how we want to do this?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's not a huge pain in the ass, yeah, give her. I don't know.
We could also just have Moy's screen record, like just watch the VOD
Yeah, you could do that now that it's on YouTube,
and
couldn't
then
you?
OBS it or something, right?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll just do that.
sure. I mean, it's simple enough to download VODs too. So
Yeah, it's just worse quality. I figure like we could just save everybody using several gigabytes worth of data. Like, you know,
yeah,
some people have data caps and stuff.
coaching. Sorry, I did 3 coaching sessions today because my coach bin glitched out, and for some reason it's not the daily limit thing isn't working, even though it worked perfectly before. So I need to like test that and fix that, even though I was pretty not trying to make, that's just a project. That's all. I'm not trying to make that a fucking business or something.
You want to promote this on Discord and stuff?
Yeah, I got it. It's like I'm just trying to remember what the fuck I just talked about. What even hero did I coach? Oh yeah, Puck. This is how shit my memory is these days. I forget immediately after doing coach. I literally finished like 2 minutes ago. I coached. I took a massive dump, and then I came here. I'm still dumping, actually.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Whoa, we have the ability to play ads
We do?
in our live control room dashboard. Yeah,
Okay, maybe we'll do that just as a test to see what it does out of curiosity.
that's interesting.
Did we just get that, or is that
I don't know. I just noticed that I'd never have seen this button before. But yeah, there's change thumbnail, create highlight, and play ad in the dashboard now.
I streamed on YouTube on my channel, and you know what I didn't realize? That you actually have to click stop and start stream. So I left this stream going for like 5 hours, so people would come on and they would see Jenkins is streaming, and then I wasn't live.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't go live through the YouTube thing. I just have it linked to my account on Streamlabs, and so it's still just triggered from going live in Streamlabs OBS.
Oh, hmm.
I don't, because if you use like the stream thing on YouTube, then it creates like a new instance of the stream. I don't
See,
know. It's weird.
I put a stream key in, but it still worked like this. Like I still had to click stop and start. I don't know. I must have messed something up.
Huh.
But yeah, I'll let me post this to the old Dick Sword Discord. Alchemy, 100 new messages I haven't read. Okay,
Nice.
right. Everyone, play review this week.
I wanted to ask you. I'm writing the meta report script right now to post tomorrow, and it kind of feels like anything is viable right now. I don't know if that's how you feel, but it seems like from looking at what pros are playing and high MMR games and just kind of my own experimentation, it sort of feels like Dota's back to that point where you can kind of just do whatever if you have a good idea about how you want to play the game.
I believe wholeheartedly what you just said. I think that's I think that as long as you have a strategy and you execute it, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, as long at the very least you execute it, you'll see the flaws in the strat, and you can give it a change or just toss it in the bin. I think there are a lot of things that are viable. Not Pudge though.
Yeah, that hero's terrible.
That hero is garbage. Total complete garbage.
What do
Right.
they need? What do they need to do to make him viable?
I can name a dozen things.
Do you need
So
armor?
they could. No, I actually think people say that, but I think that's kind of taken the low-hanging fruit with this hero. I think making Rot do like half damage to himself. The reason Rot doing max damage to himself was good, potentially, and not it was a double-edged sword and not just a single-edged sword facing Pudge, is that you could deny yourself with it, with the high damage. Now that's not a thing. Why does this spell do damage to him? Well, because it doesn't cost mana and it's just toggleable. But make it cost half. You know, make it cost half. Like, that's what I think. I mean, obviously, like, if they change Meat Hook, if they make it faster, that's good. I really don't like that they removed Rot Deny. I feel like that was part of the hero's identity. I literally think they should just add that back in. Or they need to, like, do something crazy with one of the other abilities. Because that was, like, one of the best parts of Rot. That was one of the best parts of the hero. The hero runs around, he acts totally chaotically, and then he kills himself. Like, he's not worth the investment to kill. That's the point of Pudge. Now you go on him every fight, and he's just free. He can't kill himself. There's no risk associated with it.
Yeah, but that was also extremely not fun to play against for everybody that was playing against it, because he was the only hero that would just consistently deny himself in the middle of 5 people because Rot did too much damage.
No, I don't think it's that consistent.
It was extremely consistent.
No way.
It's very hard to talk to a Pudge player about this because you're actually looking at it with like the most rose-tinted goggles of all time.
You're looking at it with rose-tinted goggles not being a Pudge player, because I've played. It's a confirmation bias. You're remembering every time Pudge denies himself. You're like, wow, this fucking sucks. But you're not remembering the times you just kill Pudge because he's running around feeding so much. You know, it's like there's so many deaths there to account for. I think like the hero was garbage before, and they made it even more garbage by like a lot of these changes that were nerfed Pudge weren't changes to nerf Pudge. They were changes to nerf, like they removed XP talents, that nerfed Pudge. They removed gold talents, that nerfed Pudge. They removed self-denies, that nerfed Pudge. Like, these are just things that they conceptually don't like about the game that are nerfing Pudge. So they need to add other things to him if they're going to remove the shit, if they don't want him to be garbage.
Yeah, I suppose, but they could also just
every single talent change that he's got has been worse. Like 5 armor, worse than XP. 1 second dismembered duration, worse than gold per minute because Pudge doesn't actually have items at that point. -5 second hook cooldown, worse than cooldown reduction. Dismember double heal damage, worse than doubling the duration. Like, these are all worse.
I think the only reason I would want Pudge to be a viable hero is because it might make the game more popular.
Yeah,
but
would. It's a fun hero.
I actually fucking hate that hero, and I hate having him on my team, and I hate playing against him. I think he's like I think he's up there with Techies as one of my least favorite heroes in the game.
Well,
but
bring people to the game, so
50% of the population disagrees with me at least. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, he's a real arsehole to play against. I can tell you that much, but not anymore. He's totally garbage. So give the people what they want.
All right, I will. I will spin this wheel, and we'll see what we win.
Oh, I just got one of the cats. I got the neon cat.
Did you really?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Did it sound like I got the neon cat?
No. Oh!
Okay.
It almost stopped on it. No, it almost stopped on it.
Man, I want the rat courier. That's what I want. Like, if I would be much more. I bet that thing would sell for way more than the cat. Like, the cat's cute, but only because it's doing cat things. It's ugly. It's just the actions that it's doing that makes it cute.
Holy shit! I didn't know that there was a treasure that had a specific Treant skin, like Treant from Nature's Prophet skin. It's very interesting. All right, we'll open
most of these treasures are awful, actually.
Yeah, they are. But we're gonna open this treasure just for the boys, and then we'll get into replay review.
Okay.
Oh man, look how awful all these items are. I can't believe this used to be what the treasures were. People are like, oh my god, I got 1 sword.
Dude, damn. This is the best sword.
Damn, I got 2 items? Hell yeah. Alright. That was exciting. Let's get into the replays.
Good lord, people are talking about armor in the secret society.
Yeah,
no.
You've ruined everything.
I don't want to read any of that. I don't, because I'll
it's mostly Phasey, aka Fuzzy, aka Foozy, aka Fuck Youzy.
And what is he saying? Is he disagreeing or agreeing with me?
He's just explaining that you have absolutely no basis of mathematical knowledge from which to state that anything could be logarithmic. Is basically what he's talking
I
about.
have a math degree. What the hell, man? Oh my god. It doesn't take a math degree to figure out how to post a message that's over 500 fucking characters, Discord. Thank you very much. I hate having to post this in like 300 different messages.
It's so funny that it sends a text message, a text file.
So dumb. Okay, who's the last person I cut off at? QWERTY. So, I mean, technically, if you want to start with those, you can get into it. I'll keep posting these.
Hey guys, do you want to get 5,000 free MMR? Pick Slardar.
Okay, yeah, sure, I agree with that.
I don't think you're gonna get 5,000 free MMR, but you might win a couple games.
I feel like 5,000 is.
It's a lot of MMR.
If I got 5,000 MMR, I would be literally the best player on the planet by like 4,000 MMR. No, by like about like 4,000 MMR, maybe 3,500.
Yeah,
That'd be ridiculous.
it's pretty legit.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm gonna play some Slardar, man. Holy shit.
All right, so we've got Masley, Lifestealer game. This is on one of the highest MMR games I've played, and I was matched with Wagamama.
I love the sound pack that you use.
Was
It's very distracting.
I'll turn it down. Was severely outranked and had a hard lane. My question is what I should have done that lane where it's really hard and I'm being harassed a lot. Also more mid-game decision making. I tried not to come to fights as much this time and farm, but I still messed up. I've been playing higher MMR and getting punished a lot more than I realized. Just wanted general advice on this game as it's probably one of the highest MMR games I've played. Also, I'm Divine too. Damn.
Huh.
Oh, so you got pulled up by your immortal buddy into this bracket. Okay.
I can say that. These games will be brutal for you. Absolutely brutal. I play in these games, and
you're gonna get pooped on, sir.
Sometimes it feels like it's not fun for anyone. I have the same thing happen where I'm like rank 150 or something right now, and I'll get pulled into a game that's like everybody's like top 20, and that's not fun for me.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's so like go, like so.
The game's just really fast.
It's like it's literally tier 1 players and then me, and it's like, well, fuck, man, I'm not a tier 1 player. Come on, give me a break. If I'm not playing like my literal best hero, like I can't play fast enough. It's really rough. It's like your dad's beard, really rough.
Interesting. All right, let me just timestamp this so we knew.
While you're timestamping, I can show everybody this. This is something called Diet Coke Extra, and it has extra caffeine in it. It's very delicious, actually. You'd be surprised how it tastes. It tastes so sugary. It tastes so sweet. It doesn't taste anything like regular Coke, but it's 0 calories, and it's only available in Canada. Isn't that cool?
I guess.
Toasted vanilla. Oh, that's why it tastes like this. Toasted vanilla, extra caffeine Diet Coke.
Well, the game has started off with Bloodseeker saying "Get help, please" in all chat, so this is going to be a good one.
Okay.
Wagamama is playing Arc Warden.
He's not going to like that. Pro players don't like to get harassed. I know that. I've harassed them. Seems fine so far. That's a lot of really good chat wheeling going on.
Yep. I don't know how I personally feel about the Oov against the Ench lane. I feel like you're not going to be doing much hitting of the Ench at any point.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I guess that like maybe with the Oracle you could kill her. I mean, you could probably send out an Oov. I feel like you're gonna take a lot of damage from these two heroes. You know?
Yeah.
So, like whenever
this is actually your nightmare lane. This is your worst nightmare as a lane, pretty much.
It's funny because now it is like it used to be like Nyx is good against Enchantress, but now it sucks because Enchantress her thing goes through BKB. I always see that people like on Nyx, they pick Nyx against Enchant and then they rage and hit her, and it's like you realize raging doesn't do anything, right? That literally just gives you move speed.
Right.
That doesn't give you extra attack speed against her thing or let you go through it. It pierces BKB. So this, yeah, anytime I'm in a lane where I know I'm going to take a shitload of damage in the first like 30 seconds, I always start with like a salve and like 6 tangos or something.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, just because even the time that it takes for your courier to bring out the salve is going to be like you're going to lose an entire wave pretty much of not being able to play.
That was a nice deny from the Bane, actually. Yeah, I mean, all you do here is you just aggro pull, get as many last hits as possible, leave the lane when Enchantress gets levels. I don't know.
Yeah, this is one of those games, or at least the lanes, where you're basically relying on your team to carry you through like the first 20 minutes and just trying to get as much farm as possible.
I would say, looking at this, that the play is to get level 2 first. So they have Bane and Enchantress. If they get level 2, they're going to destroy you. If you get level 2, you can actually maybe kill them with an Oov in the Oracle queue if they're still level 1. So I think you want to rush level 2 by just like pushing the wave and just hitting the wave as much as you can and dragging it into your tower and things like that.
That makes sense.
That's at least my take on like this is how I would try to win the lane. Is there's that brief window where you can kill Enchantress, but then after that you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of those things where it's like you have to make this call before the lane even starts. You have to decide this is how we're playing it immediately, and you have to execute it right away. And if it doesn't happen, then you just have to completely change your game plan. Ouch. Lose the salve. Yeah.
Lack of regen's a big issue here.
Yep. Assume you're gonna die here? Yeah. You need to bring a salve with you if you come back to lane with just these tangos. It's not going to be enough.
I'm going to assume that Bane and Enchantress are pretty high-rated players.
Yeah.
You click? I'm curious. Okay, well, not that high-rated, but...
They're both like 6k, so...
They still both... They've really punished your lack of regen.
Yeah.
They've really punished you being stuck at that HP. You see what I mean? Like, there is like a bit of kill threat on Enchantress if she goes out of position, but that's just her being out of position.
Yep.
The way you win this lane is just chain pull an Oracle, send double waves into them, who cares? Just pull as much as you can and get a level advantage, and then kill Enchantress that way when you have like treads.
Yep.
Boots, sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Should we skip farther ahead or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So.
It's not looking that bad.
No. Wog is having a pretty good game on Arc. What build did he go? Okay. We've got Lifestealer with Phase Maelstrom. Heading to the top lane.
What does Slardar have?
Slardar has
Okay.
Vlad's Treads. And then you have a Techies as well. So Arc Techies in the same team. I mean, I don't know. Is this one of those games where you just go like fucking Midas and just like turtle for the entire game and wait for them to throw?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe. What else can you do with the Techies on your team, man? That hero. I don't even know what to say about that hero.
I agree. I mean, to be fair, they have like 3 heroes you just want to run in and dive you, so maybe you just go like super tanky build. I don't know. I like the Halberd. I think Halberd's really good this game against the Slark and the Ench.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely necessary. All the heroes, so good against them. You need evasion against Slark, otherwise he just destroys you.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one of those games where you're playing carry, but you're not really the carry because the Arc Warden is the carry, and so your job is basically just to not feed, like get as many items as you can, and then just kind of be there if they try to take your towers, and just wait for the Arc Warden to be online. And so you feel kind of worthless most of the time, but that's just how it is. Like that's just this game. You don't get to play normal carry.
Yeah, it's I would say that like Arc Lifestealer are just shitty picks together, to be honest. Like these heroes shouldn't be in the same game together.
Yeah.
If possible.
What's the draft like? So it was a 10th pick.
Yeah.
And you picked it after...
Oh, they won. They actually won.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure
They
that...
just like turtled and Arcord won the game.
And the other team probably tilted and dove Techie's minds or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to give
The
feedback.
dead lane.
Yeah.
Playing the dead lane.
But
you know who goes up there? The Arc Warden illusion, not you.
Yeah, I think you just kind of jungle this whole game.
I think you need to like play around like bot in the triangle and just go for kills with Slardar occasionally. Like you can infest bomb when he has blink. You can infest bomb with him.
Yeah.
But you probably want to play like. You probably want to play bot, and then Arc Warden plays the triangle, and then he sends an illusion top, and he plays mid, and then you and Slardar just kill people bot. Somebody needs to be fighting. That's why you died there, is because nobody's fighting.
Yeah.
Slardar's farming, Arc Warden's farming, Techies is farming, you're farming. You're all farming. There's not enough space on the map. So somebody dies, and it's you because you're in the most dangerous place. So you need to go bot and take the farm away from your Slardar and make him the guy that's getting in fights, because he actually wants to fight at this point. He's a fucking Vlads.
Yeah.
This should be Arc Warden space, and then yeah, he sends the illusion top, of course. You can kind of like share farm with the Arc Warden because it's this weird draft, but this is much better than what was happening before with like playing solo top.
Yeah.
Like playing kind of near your team and farming. All these shenanigans happening mid. Slardar dies. No point in even showing up to that after Slardar dies.
Yep. Get our halberd. I don't know how
Slardar's items?
Yeah. Still no blink.
Blink is the game changer.
Right.
Like that's when you actually do stuff. You just get in him, he jumps somebody, and you infest bomb. Like until that point, there's like almost nothing that you guys can do other than just kind of farm.
Yeah, I agree. Itemization wise, I know that Maelstrom is like the new shit for this hero, but being that your role is somewhat different than a normal Lifestealer game, how do you feel about going like phase Deso, phase S and Y Deso or something like that, so you can blow people up with Slardar?
That's probably pretty good, like a fighting build, just to make up for the fact that there's an Arc Warden. Like you guys are losing at this point in the game.
Yeah.
The reason you're losing at this point in the game is because these are terrible heroes to have together. But you eventually win because the enemy team lets you go late game and you have a way better late game than them.
Yeah.
Like, this is just naturally what's going to happen with these drafts. But I think that you could have actually maybe won the early game by doing something that's not normal on Nakes.
Yep.
Like maybe that is when Armlet Deso is good. I know people say Armlet sucks, but Armlet Deso when you want to fight is actually good. Drums is another thing maybe you could go. Definitely wouldn't want to go Radiance.
Yep.
But I think somebody needs to bite the bullet and fight in this game.
Yeah.
One of probably it's almost never going to be the Arc Warden, right? Like that's a super farm dependent hero. It's useless at fighting, but sometimes you can get you can fight around specific spikes. Like he gets a Maelstrom, maybe he takes a fight with the illusion or something. Like Waga will probably do that because he's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
You can see he is sending his illusion and kind of playing because he knows that with the late game you guys have, he needs to contribute a little bit.
Right.
And I think you need to be doing essentially the same thing. Is you need to be like, okay, my hero is a late game farming hero, but this game's not going to permit me to play like that.
Yeah, I agree. That's a really big. I think that's actually a very high skill thing that most people struggle with, is knowing when and how to adapt from a standard build. And this is just one of those games where I think you probably felt at the end of this game that you had essentially no impact in the game. Because from what I've seen, you've had essentially no impact in the game. And it's not really your fault. You're just playing Lifestealer as if you're a Lifestealer, when in reality you should be playing Lifestealer as if you're like Ursa or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like an Ursa or a Bristleback or something. It's like, well, of course that's not what we want to do on Lifestealer.
Right.
But when we don't have a choice, we don't have a choice.
Yep.
If you had like Medusa mid, it would be the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I actually had a game like that recently, maybe even today, where we had a Drow carry, and then there was a last pick Medusa mid, and then I was actually going to say Drow Medusa as an example of this, and we just couldn't do anything. There was like, and I think our offlaner was just like farming also, and it was like there was actually no plays being made at all. You actually can with that. Combo.
But that's a really hard one because their timings don't intersect with each other.
Yeah.
Like there's a timing where Drow wants to fight, then a timing where Medusa wants to fight, then a timing where Drow wants to fight, and then a timing where they're both strong. So it requires like insane coordination to make that one work, actually. But it does work. That's one of like the secret combos. But it's hard. It's obviously hard. But if you do get it to work, it's like hard, but it's rewarding to pick.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, those two heroes work together, but you have to have somebody playing extremely active, like in the off lane. You need to have like kill heroes just running around the map, making stuff happen.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I was just gonna say something. It's okay. It's really important. Just so you guys know, this is probably one of the best sodas that I've ever drank. So if you're ever in the Canada area and you pop by a local 7-Eleven gas station, don't get the taquitos.
get Coke Extra instead.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
I just don't get the taquitos.
I see.
They give you creamy diarrhea.
That was not the correct sound to make in response to that.
You're thinking like, ooh, creamy Alfredo, but then I got you with the little context switch there.
Sure.
Diarrhea. Yeah, I see.
All right, so this one is OD. It's from Cordy, and he says, Lane, I won. Just want to know if I won because me or because him. And late, I know I lose because of me. I can't manage my team to focus on objectives, so... Or to be on the right place when a team fight suddenly starts. I'm on 2500 MMR. I'm on like between the sword and the wall. Don't know if I'm supposed to be there or not. Not just this match. At my eyes, that's a big mistake. Thanks a lot, Archon 3. I'm very confused what you just asked, but that's okay. We'll take a look at your game.
ODA.
Yeah, fuck everybody who picks this hero. That's what I have to say.
Will.
That's what I have to say.
They've nerfed it quite a bit at this point, though.
They have. It's still just very annoying. It's like one of those heroes that you're just like... You literally just exist to annoy people. Like that. Just take the deny away.
I find the new OD to be way less horrible to play against than the old one. I hated the old one.
Yeah.
It stole mana from you.
Yeah, agreed.
I actually think like mana drain is just one of the worst mechanics. Least fun. I'm glad they've like made all of them garbage, other than Anti-Mage, where that's like his main thing.
Yeah. And Diffusal Gyrocopter.
Well, yeah, that was some bullshit.
Dude, by the way, I watched True Sight, and then I watched a little bit of the one with the commentary, and it was pretty cool. There's like, it's fun, like kind of like reading into what they're talking about and listening to the drafts a little bit more deeply than just like watching the movie.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Anyway, how do you think this lane's going?
Fine, seems fine. I'm not much of an OD player, but this looks normal. You're hitting this guy, he's hitting you. You're sending out regen, he's sending out regen. Typical mid laner bullshit.
Yep.
I don't know if people max equilibrium. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like the second point in the Astral is pretty nice.
Yeah.
200 damage. Push the wave faster.
Yeah, I don't think this just doesn't scale very well. It doesn't reduce cooldown.
Oh, it's called Essence Flux now. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely don't think people go... I mean, we can go look it up real quick. Let's see. Dota 2, Pro Tracker, Outworld, Devourer, recent game by... Hey, let's look at Paparazzi, one of the best players in the entire world. What is his skill build? He goes Astral, Essence, Astral, Essence, Astral, Ult, Astral, and then Orb at 8. Look at one more person so we have some confirmation. Well, let's look at GPK, one of the best up-and-coming mid players in the world. And he goes... the exact same thing, except no orb until 11. Damn, alright. But yeah, definitely second point in your Astral, just because it scales, and Essence Flux doesn't really.
Yep. Hey, Strewn, you don't really want to be contesting a TA too much.
Yeah, you just kind of push the wave into her face.
And then go jungle, yeah. That's basically what you want to do. I would like to stack that Mud Golem camp. Get it out of the way. All right, let's watch this shit. What's happening here?
Pretty unfortunate that she dies after you because of Astral. All right, let's get back. You should definitely send out a ward for yourself at nighttime. I think that's a big thing for mid players. And a sentry, yeah.
Oh, he sent to the sentry.
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely want a ward. All right, so Pudge comes and hooks.
Does he have level 2 hook?
Yeah.
The level 2 point in Rot takes the refraction off. The level 1 point doesn't do anything.
So
silly.
Pudge just debated you, and you gave him 2 free levels because TA was astraled and then died after you died, so he got solo experience. That's actually next level play.
I would say, yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. He did debate you. You probably want to just like imprison TA and then have Pudge walk up and rot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
There, you could have astraled the IO just to not get it canceled, but you're at full health anyway. Just small thing mechanically.
I think this is like too much sitting in the mid lane. I think you just push the lane out and go jungle over and over.
Yeah.
Like you're an OD. This is such a greedy hero. You have no pressure to be mid. You just come back when this guy's pushing your tower. If you're sitting mid, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Like they should be rotating on you and killing you. I suppose their heroes aren't very good at rotating, but
better teams will come kill you if you spend this much time showing at this point in the game, especially during the nighttime. But yeah, this is 12 minutes in. We're still just basically laning as if we were laning before. I mean, you're owning because you're OD. Oh.
I haven't noticed the camera moving to the other lanes at all either.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like I think even on OD, you wanna look to see if you can like possibly go somewhere else to make a rotation to get a kill.
Yeah, I mean you've got an Underlord that you could group up with and just like shove down lanes.
90% of the time, you don't want to just sit mid for 14 minutes. That's like almost certainly, if the enemy team is playing well, they will abuse that.
Yeah. They'll either win all of your other lanes or they'll come kill you. One of those two things
Think
will
about
happen.
that amount of time, man. 14 minutes in a game of Dota. Like some Dota games last like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, you know? Sitting in a lane for that long, that is so much time for them to come kill you, so much time for them to choose to take the tower. Like, why give them that opportunity? You know, go make moves on your own. Go into their jungle, farm their jungle. Like this is actually pretty good. Push their towers with your Underlord. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can do.
I do want to point out though that like you get this on the tower and then you go and try to fight top 2v3 when you could have just finished the tower, which then just gets denied. So that's actually kind of really unfortunate.
Right. So that fight, just based on the heroes that were there, like it wasn't something that you could go to.
Yeah.
You would need to already be there or be walking towards there, farming in the area, something like that. But there was a bunch of enemies there, and you really never want to show up to fights if they're not if you don't have the number advantage.
Right. This is all just kind of fighting to fight, I feel like. You guys have no vision in this area. You're just like running into their high ground and beating at them.
The triangle is the worst place to just run into. You guys want to play bot right now.
I'm actually wondering if that's still the case these days. I know it's
It
been the
is.
case for so long, but I kind of feel like without the shrine, the triangle might actually be an okay place to occupy if you have good vision, but maybe not.
Yeah, to occupy. Yeah, if you have vision, yes, definitely. But it's still like a double high ground from the river,
Yeah.
for example. And there's no like outpost that you can take. The towers are really close together. Like if the mid towers, like the mid tower is close to it, but yeah, all the towers are just super close to the triangle. There's still like a lot of reasons that it's cancer.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm seeing is basically you are just not understanding what your role is in this game. You've got an Underlord, you've got an Ursa, you've got a Sand King, you've got a Pudge. These are 4 fairly early game skirmishy heroes. They do not need you to be there fighting all the time. You are the carry in this game, and if you are not farmed, you are going to lose. And right now, at 19 minutes into the game, you have Treads and 2 Null Talismans because you've spent basically no time. Oh, and an Aether Lens, but you spent basically no time actually farming. You've been sitting in the mid lane for 14 minutes, and then the only reason that you have kills is because people just keep running at you in the mid lane. And then after those 14 minutes are up, you've basically just been running at the mid lane and fighting them in the mid lane for the next 5 minutes. So
I think if you're going Aether Lens, you also need Nagatum Scepter. I don't
yeah,
think you go for this like 4 staff shit.
yeah, agreed.
This is like
It's
the
like
Ether Eggs is like the ult build. The Dragonlance 4 staff is like the right click build. You
yeah,
probably want a Bloodstone for that.
yeah. In this game, I kind of like the Dragonlance right click build. I feel like it's pretty good against their heroes. Also, you need to be repositioning yourself in these fights. You're kind of just like standing there, just taking a bunch of damage in melee range when you're a ranged hero. There we go. Move around a little bit. See, look, you could be over here, you could be over here. You're so close. Get rooted. Okay.
My whole problem with this is just that you've been mid for 20 minutes straight. Like
Yeah.
that there's bound to be tons of other stuff to do on the map. Like go fight bounty runes, go jungle so that way you're not just like susceptible to dying mid. Go
Right.
like gank the top lane with the haste rune, something like that. Like there's so many like stacking jungle and farming jungle, giving one of your supports mid, like giving the Pudge mid.
Yeah, I mean, remember that like Dota is kind of a game about moving around your resources and controlling areas of the map. And so if you just sit in one spot the whole time, and you're the highest level, most farmed hero at 10 minutes of the game because you're the mid laner. So you need to take that like power and put it elsewhere to help your team accomplish stuff instead of just like standing around doing nothing.
Luckily, though, in this bracket, Dota is just a 5v5 that happens mid. So people came to you and nothing was really happening
Right.
elsewhere. So it turns out to be okay, but not for particularly good reasons.
Yeah.
And I imagine this is a win with the 15k gold lead.
I think they lose this actually.
What?
Yeah.
What?
All right, we'll go to 41 minutes.
How?
The infamous high ground push. I'm going to guess. Oh, not the infamous high ground push. All right, we still don't have BKB at 40 minutes into the game. That seems completely fucking unacceptable to me on this hero. Also, never ever use this item. This is the worst neutral item in the entire game.
Oh, I hate that thing.
Just
I
don't
hate it.
don't use this item. Let me look at what other neutral items you have. Telescope, fucking
Ooh, that's a good
unbelievable.
one. Dude,
Mindbreaker, Nether
dog.
Shawl. All 3 of these are incredible in your hero.
Dude, Telescope is so good. It gives you the cast range for the prison, and then it gives you attack range
Yeah.
for your Q. I can't believe nobody's using the Telescope. Oh my god, what a travesty.
This is ridiculous.
Dude. My god, you guys have Magic Lamp and this stupid cloaky thing. Wait a minute, I'm pretty. Can I see this for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys have multiple of these people have multiple items. That's why this is confusing. People are sitting on items in their backpack.
Yeah, so I would guess that
Don't do that.
he has Magic Lamp here so that he can proc it and then swap in Vampire Fangs, which is actually okay. I've seen some people, like, I've been doing something where, like, if nobody's using the shovel, I'll just keep the shovel in my backpack and then swap it in to dig every now and then and
Sure.
swap to the one that I want to use. But I agree. Like, Telescope, way better. Nether Shawl, way better on you. What does this guy have? He's using... Underwood's using Nether Shawl when he's trying to be tanky. That seems awful. And he has an Orb of Destruction just waiting to come out to him.
Orb of Destruction.
All right, so how does this fight go down?
Oh, what does Ursa have? Ursa has the dragon scale instead of Orb of Destruction. Excuse me?
Who knows? All right, so they go on you. Ursa's not here. You immediately use both of your imprisons. First of all, don't do that. That is... You got to remember that this is one of your most important abilities to escape, and if you just start every fight, which I've seen you do at least twice now, and just blow both of your imprisons right off the bat, you're actually completely fucked, especially because you have no BKB. So,
yeah, well, you should be doing this with a BKB. You should
Yeah.
be walking in and using it twice with a BKB. So you just get lifted up to the high ground.
and then you Magic Lamp and
cheese.
cheese, swap in the Vampire Fangs.
The magic lamp. Look out.
All right,
I'm gonna
Aya's
imprison
dead.
This guy for sure.
Yep. You don't have any of your defensive stuff because you've already used this, so he's just going to come out. Whoa, camera movement. All right, Ursa's dead. That's the Aegis.
The sanking of Epi, I feel like this fight shouldn't be going so poorly. There's some
It's already been used.
skills that are not being used correctly here.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, we kill the bear. We've got 12 stacks of our shit. We get very close to everybody again without BKB. Whoa! Whoa!
That was crazy.
That was unbelievably aggressive.
Oh, so they just go down mid and win. Is that what they do here?
Yeah, you have no buyback. Wait, you bought your BKB in the middle of the fight to not have buyback and then force-staffed yourself in to die. Okay. Now I understand why you know that you lost yourself the game. Anyway, that one's over. But yeah, move around the map. Exert pressure, I think, is the main thing you should take away from that. Don't just sit in the mid lane. Even if you're winning the mid lane, take that advantage and go somewhere else and get shit done.
Dota turns normal humans into fucking apes. Shrug. I see you, Donnie. Scroll up. I want to see what you said. Hey, are you elevated from Dota Alchemy Winter? Yes. Hi. I like your content. Sorry for being cancer. Thanks. Oh, that's actually pretty wholesome. Well, that's too bad. It was way funnier when I didn't see the rest.
I was just being a nice guy. That's all.
Sorry for being cancer, guys.
Yeah, he was apologizing because I asked him to use Black Hole on a solo target once, and then he didn't, and then he used it like a minute later, and he was like, guess it's a good thing that I didn't use Black Hole earlier, because we won a team fight with it.
That's so stupid.
And I was like, you're fucking retarded.
That's not a good excuse to not use the spell.
Yeah.
People just go for like the epic plays.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm gonna make a 5. It's gonna be a 5-man Black Hole. It's gonna be so sick. Dude, come on.
Yeah, I was literally just like, you can solo Black Hole this Magnus so we can take the mid tower. And he was like, well, I didn't think it was necessary. And then he was like,
oh, and then somebody gets away. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you're just greedy. Just stop being greedy. Just use your spells. Kill the guy. Like,
yeah.
It's so depressing when somebody gets away because somebody was like holding a spell.
Trying for an epic play later. It's like, you don't know the epic play is going to happen. Just because it does a minute later doesn't mean that it was the right decision. That's all. But anyway.
Damn, it's really fuzzy for me for some reason. Super fuzzy.
Is it phasey or fuzzy?
Fozzy. Pronounced Fozzy.
Pronounced fuzzy. Okay.
Oh, I see it now. Never mind, it's good. It's decent now.
All right, so we're playing Sand King. And this is Boda. He says 1750 MMR Sand King. I've been watching a lot of videos trying to focus on improving, but on a losing streak right now. Curious about item choices and team fighting, as I feel like my team fight instinct is really bad recently. Okay, so
Okay.
I guess we'll just skip the laning stage. And 15 minutes in, Arcane's Wand, Quelling Blade, skill build. Thoughts, Jenkins? Heading for Blink Dagger right away?
I don't like... Oh, God. I don't like arcane boots. I'm chugging this so fast I'm hiccuping. Probably not good. Yeah, not a huge fan of the arcane boots. I don't think this hero needs that much mana. Just send clarities. Regular boots eventually build into travels. Pretty nice.
So you just hold brown boots and then go for bigger items and send clarities to supplement.
You could also get like this game a Urn is not that bad, and then into Vessel for against like the Necro Bloodseeker heroes that heal. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see you grabbing your team and smoking as soon as you pick up the Blink Dagger, because you have Epi and Blink, and you guys should be looking for a fight, I would think, at that point.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get the Blink only to proceed. Like the whole point of maxing the Sandstorm, which is what everybody does, is that you just farm really quickly and defend lanes until you get the Blink, and then when you get the Blink, it's 100% go time.
Yeah.
And by the way, what this Wraith King is doing is why holding the regular brown boots and building into travels eventually is so good, is because that shit can't happen. You can be in two places at once.
Right.
So now you're committed, and your guy mid is almost surely going to die if the enemy team doesn't. Okay, well, it's an Enchantress, so it's hard to kill him, but they do eventually get him. Or do they? I don't.
Nope. The turn.
Well, they kill the Shaman. I
Shaman.
thought I heard the Scythe. I thought I heard the Scythe on the Enchantress,
but yeah, I agree.
You don't need the team to smoke. You can also just like bait your morons and let them run in and then hit some huge epic epicenter. Like this is the easiest time to do it because the enemy team doesn't know. That's a good item to get because the enemy team doesn't know that you have the blink.
Right.
So you just go do it.
Yeah, you definitely don't buy a fighting item like Blink and then go immediately show yourself in the bottom wave away from your team when a fight is about to happen. That's the main thing. Is like all these timings are so important. The first time you get the BKB, when you get the Blink Dagger, when you have vision on somebody, like just seize those opportunities and make something happen instead of just like waiting for the other team to say now is when we fight, and then you use your spells, which is like 90% of Dota games is both teams waiting for the other team to take the initiative.
Having a blink is not the same thing as having a blink and the enemy team not knowing that you have a blink.
Right.
Like them not knowing is so much more value that I would say it's like half the value, like half the reason that you get a blink dagger. If the enemy team got instantly notified that you had a blink dagger, it might be like a completely dog item. People might never pick it up because that's how important the blink reveal is.
Yeah.
So if you're not abusing this element to the item, then you're not abusing like 50% of its strength, because one team fight in Dota can secure you the entire game.
Yep.
So it can't be understated how important it is to do something immediately before showing. Like this, the reason they're split here, and it's not some crazy fight, and you're only going on a Wraith King, you think the Wraith King was standing up there by accident? He was standing up there because they know you have a blink, and they want you to go on him, and you did. But if they don't know you have a blink, they all run in with the Wraith King, and they feed. So like this is exactly why the blink reveal is so goddamn important, is because the enemy team will play around your blink. Even at this level, people know. Like, people have played Dota for a long time at this level, even.
Right. Yeah. All the supports are going to be hiding as soon as they know that you have a Blink Dagger. The supports will be hiding. The backlines will be hiding. And they definitely won't be grouping up, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. But you have this, like, really nice opportunity in every level of game.
Yep.
Pros are a little better at it. They're kind of like, they kind of know the timing that you can get it by and how many kills you have. And they're like, okay, he probably has Blink now.
Right.
But they'll still die to you.
Yep. Yeah, you see it all the time in pro games where, Arteezy, Miracle, somebody like that will be playing mid, and then a Blink Dagger comes out on the other team, and that player dies. And it's just like, you almost just chalk it up like, okay, they have blink now. That's how you find out that the other team has blink. It's basically just like dying once to it.
Yeah, essentially. But that free kill, like when you're talking Arteezy Miracle, those guys die once in a game, you know? That's
Right.
the only time they die. So you better use that. You better make it worth it. I do like how fast you're killing creep waves, by the way. I want to give you some positive reinforcement on that. I'm not 100% sure about using Burrow for everything. That can be a little risky, especially because Rubik can just go steal it. But I do really like the speed at which you're killing creep waves. I think that's high skill. I think you should keep doing that. If you kill creep waves slowly, you just get killed. You just get ganked. So
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you are spending quite a bit of time away from your team, which, you know, you kind of like to maybe see more fighting with the blink.
this is why you build travels on Sand King, is so you can do this.
Right. But at the same time, I will say that you're definitely like doing it correctly where you're not showing for long. You're just there for a moment and then gone. So that's good.
Nice.
It looks like you're making a lot of calls. I see lots of pings.
That was cool.
I missed it. What happened?
The triple burrow.
Oh, the triple burrow. Yeah. But yeah, he's making a lot of pings. It looks like he's making calls. So you're definitely aware of like what your role is this game, which is good. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, that's dirty. You dirty bird. You big Cornish hen, you. I'm sorry.
Backing out. I don't think going back in there is good, but that was a nice burrow. Where you
So
kind
you guys
of
don't have your drow. That's the real issue here.
yeah.
You don't have any damage. Okay.
Oh no! Hey,
Now your drow runs in after the fact.
might still work out.
Maybe.
Maybe. Uh-oh. Wraith King's missing. Now Drow's hitting neutral creeps. Holy shit. Drow just hit neutral. Oh, the cask.
Doctor.
The cask. That make a big mess.
Man, once again, it's just one of these teams had everybody there at the start. It would just be a instantly one fight.
Yep.
It's like both of these teams have guys that are just running in after the fact.
Yeah. Yep. That's basically all pub Dota is. Like, if you can just be in the right place at the right time, the game is so easy. All right, so let's go to late game itemization. How do we feel about this? Blink, Arcanes, Yule's Pipe, heading for Greaves next.
Not a fan of the Greaves. I really think that you'll play 1,000 times better. Like, you'll feel 1,000 times better with this hero if you build travels.
Yeah, I agree, especially just because
item on this hero.
Because of how fast you kill these creep waves, and you're demonstrating that you know how to do that. You definitely want to be able to just like zip around the map, show up in all sorts of places, show up for every fight, but also keep all the waves pushed to enable your team.
The mana boots is like a mega crutch. That's like an item you buy if you feel like you can't manage your resources.
Mm-hmm.
But with travels, obviously you don't need to manage resources either.
Right, you just
and
go
while
home.
you have the brown boots, you just use clarities, and instead of using burrow strike to push lanes, you use sandstorm. You like pull a wave to a camp and use sandstorm.
Yep.
Like that, which is why you should use sandstorm instead of burrow, by the way, because you were clearing a lot of waves, but you weren't pulling waves to camps and then clearing it with the camp as well, which doubles your efficiency.
Right.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh, this witch doctor.
Oh boy.
This witch doctor is going ham.
That's it. That's that.
Master
132
tier.
seconds.
Master tier witch doctor carrying this game right now.
Yeah, this guy's owning.
All right. Well, I think we gave him some itemization feedback. Good stuff. Moving on.
There's quite a few replays being submitted. I do have to leave at a certain point. I have to take my mom's car and do to drive her home.
Yep.
For errands tomorrow, so I might have to dip out early, guys. I got like an hour before I have to go though. So
okay. Well, we'll just keep moving. We've got a replay from Pixie playing Juggernaut at 3900 MMR, almost to 4K. I think he got pretty good buffs this patch, and I think Battle Fury could make a pretty good comeback on the hero.
I agree with that.
I definitely agree. At a certain point, I start pushing the wave, then jungling, rinse, repeat. Oops, that's not what I want to do. It's just
those impulses.
It's just ingrained, you know. Also, I decided that we couldn't really fight this game as my mid got stomped and my line was pretty shit. I decided to TP mid one fight and had to buy back right away. Did I play this game correctly? And how to improve it? Yes, I realize this is a winning replay, but my whole team was flaming me since I started pushing the lane and jungling. I didn't come to these fights. I usually ignore my teammates, but I wanted your professional opinion. Ooh, we're professionals now on how to play this game if it was correct.
If I could be more efficient, when the hell do I come back to fight? Thank you.
Cool.
Heart.
So we'll kind of just skip through the laning stage, I feel like, because it sounds like most of his questions have to do with after Battle Fury, after the laning stage.
Items look fine. Seems fine. Pretty hard lane. Tree plus anything equals hard lane.
Yep. Got killed. His tree snapfire. It's just a lot of harass.
Yeah. Broken heroes.
And then you have a lion as your 5, which is just not a whole lot.
Useless garbage.
Not a whole lot of help.
Lion is like worthless.
Yeah, the hero's meant to be setting up kills, and it's just not happening in this lane.
Dude, this ogre's annoying, man. Why does he keep spamming that? Yo, why does this guy think he's so funny? Stop! Stop spamming that! People don't realize how much they're spamming this shit until, like, you watch it and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I guess I did that, like, every minute. Wow, I must have had nothing better to do. Like, no shit, dude! Maybe you should stop spamming things and gain MMR.
Alright, so we're still in the bottom lane at 10 minutes. How do we feel about that? Okay? You can't really go top and pressure the PL.
I mean,
maybe you can.
I mean, you can just go jungle and give your supports the lane. I would say, like, you don't sack the lane to like the tree snap.
Oof. Big oof right there.
Oh, no wonder this guy's like a complete moron. I fucking knew it with the spamming. I knew it.
That's a major oof right there.
Rushing straight minus.
As a position 4 ogre. The things we see in these replay reviews, Jenkins, are pretty fantastic.
Pretty ridiculous.
It's a pretty expensive ancient camp, but hopefully it was worth it. We get some items out of it, maybe. I would almost maybe wait to farm the ancients until 15 minutes, because then you have tier 2 items that are more likely to drop.
Hitting creeps, playing Juggernaut. Cool.
It is a lot of time spent in a very tiny quadrant of the map, yet again, though. This seems to be extremely common.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely, like... Okay, if you go mid, you will kill the quad.
Yeah, why not just say, all right, I'm coming mid, let's take the mid tower as 5, and then just go there and force a fight with Omni Slash.
I do think that's always... You always want to look to be as active as possible. I mean, I'm never going to say it's 100% the right play, because sometimes, like, professional players will decide not to do it because they don't think they need to.
Yeah.
But obviously, well, okay, this is a winning replay, so hypothetically, let's say you lost, then the question is, how could I have done more? And that's your answer. Is that with these items, Demon Edge, sure, it builds into Battle Fury, right? But it's actually a damage item. Especially when you pick up an Imp Claw. Like, look at the damage you have. 154 damage. You coil anybody, and they die, including PL. You just need to move to your puck. So I'd say probably what the correct play is when you have Omni Slash up, go look to kill. When Omni Slash is down, hit creeps just like this. But I think this is just the creep hitting part. That's what I would recommend. If I'm a carry player in this game, maybe this is because I'm an offlane player. I would look to rotate with that Omni Slash. And Moo is rank 2, I think now, only next to Sumail. So he's gonna be rank 1 soon because Sumail's obviously in EU
Right.
soon with OG. So Moo, who's been crushing it in terms of his MMR and carrying in professional games,
Yeah.
he rotates like so quickly. Sometimes he'll even rotate at like level 3 or 4, something ridiculous like that, like on carry. And I'm sure that's his playstyle, but I think at the very least, when you have Omni Slash up and you're this huge, you may as well take 10 seconds out of your day to kill the mid quap who's the top net worth with coil, which I guarantee you he will die 6 seconds of disable.
Yeah.
No way he survives. No way. And then once that's down, well, look at your Omni Slash cooldown. It's like a 2-minute cooldown or more. Like that's so much time that you can just farm and use it as an excuse to your team that you're not being active.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah. I completely agree. That's one thing you don't see Miracle do that when he plays Jug all the time. As soon as he gets Omni Slash, he's looking to use it. Like it's kind of like Void with Chronosphere. Like you just get a kill with it, and then you can go back to farming. You just accept.
Why not? Otherwise, it's a wasted resource.
Exactly. You might as well just like not even go Omni Slash if you're not going to use it because you haven't used it once.
It's like having a snowblower and you go outside and you like shovel your driveway with like a regular shovel. It's like, why didn't you use the snowblower?
Right.
You know,
exactly.
I need to plug it. I need to like plug it in. Well, that doesn't seem that hard, and I feel like it would be a lot easier to use the snowblower.
Right. Yeah. So then you were kind of asking about rotations. I would say that this is not a rotation that you should be making. Like you're already about to push this tower. You see that Quap is top. You see that your team is actually handling this okay. And then you TP in, and then that guy dies, and now you're here, and now there's no pressure. And you're basically just running after this tree, who doesn't really matter at all. Okay, Snapfire's here actually, so maybe this is okay. I thought Snapfire was gone.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. I thought Snapfire was not there. That's fine.
TP in, you're chilling, you're getting a kill.
Yep.
Coming after the fact. I like that.
Yep. Yeah. Ignore what I said. That was fine.
Essence ring, it's garbage on Jug, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Snapfire's items for some reason. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good on your hero. Back here. Is your Perseverance dead on Courier? I was like, where the fuck is your Voidstone?
That's so sad. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. Another shawl, send it out.
The life of a carry player.
Spin TP, good stuff.
Oh wait a minute. What just happened?
He just TP'd to the. He TP'd to the outpost.
Dude, you're asking for it.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Oh my god, there's like 2 seconds that they could have casted spells on you.
Balls.
You need to be careful doing that in this game because they have a tree.
Yeah.
You just ult your TP.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely. That makes playing Jug a little bit harder in this game because your hero is basically strong because you can do that while you're farming. But against a tree, you have to be extremely careful of where the tree is.
Lion jungling. I hate seeing that. Lion. Oh, man. I'm glad you stole that range creep from him because he's jungling.
Yeah, agreed.
You should never hit a single jungle camp on Lion. Like 1 per game is your max.
Until you get
you're not playing the right hero.
Until you get your 90 damage talent, and then you can hit some jungle camps.
I still think you're banned from.
All right.
I feel like on pause 5 Lion, you probably go with the cast range anyway. It's like you're not doing damage. You're just like hexing people from fog and stuff, like the PL.
Yeah.
Or the Quap.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Omni slashing PL with our Battle Fury. What does Ogre have? Oh, Arcane Boots Midas. Going for Hex next.
I think in this game, you need to be realistic about the conditions under which you can fight.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot kill this PL unless he's coiled or hexed. Or
holy shit.
Idiot.
He hit the right one with that finger. That was amazing.
I suppose I spoke too soon, but I feel like this is bad still.
Yeah, because you're going to die with a Battle Fury, which is not good.
Well, I think even if you didn't die, that was just bad. I think like you don't fight. You have a very easy way to kill any of these heroes. You just coil them. And I think or Slaughter has a blink and he blinks and stuns them and line follows up. Like I think if these heroes are not disabled, I said the muting.
Wait a second, do I have that person muted? I do. I also have this person muted. When did I even play with this person? This is legend, ancient. It's been a while.
That's crazy.
They've been muted for quite a while.
Dude, that guy must be a piece of shit.
Seriously.
I can't believe it. I thought that was like, oh, he has the muted, but then I'm like, wait, that's your...
Yeah, that's funny.
That's crazy. Wow, that's nuts. I always feel that about like Divine players. So I play with Divine players like once out of every like 20 games.
Right.
So if I have a Divine player muted, like they must be a giant turd, you know?
Yeah. All right, pushing. I want to say that I feel like what you're doing should be done more. Like, you're not spending enough time creating pressure on the map. I feel like you've been hitting a lot of jungle camps with this Battle Fury, and you need to be hitting lane creeps as much as possible. Like, that is why you buy the Battle Fury, is so that you can push lane creeps very quickly. And then you go jungle. I think so far what I've seen is your jungle first, then lane creeps, and you need to be the opposite of that. Like right now, just go fucking punish this PL. Just run at him. Just push this creep wave into his face. You saw 3 heroes, 4 heroes bottom. Like, do not let him push this creep wave into you, and the entire rest of his team is showing bottom. Good. Let the Ogre Magi disconnect. Who needs him?
Honestly, what a piece of shit.
Alright, so we're still farming. Again, you're farming a lot of jungle camps on your side of the map. See, that's correct, because now your team knows that there's 4 heroes top. I like it.
Dude, I see why this guy's muted in Legend after all this time.
I'd be really careful what you're doing right now, though, because you just spun TP'd out, and so you don't have TP for 30 seconds. So you have
Mid lane is also not the lane that you want to do this in.
Yeah.
This is like a side lane thing.
Yeah.
Because if somebody comes and connects mid, with them.
Yeah.
Or sorry, if somebody comes mid and pushes you out, then they can connect really quickly to the other lane. Like, it's not a huge investment for them to come mid, but to go all the way bot is.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole idea of split pushing is that you're pulling people from one side of the map to the other and not into the middle of it, because you're trying to create as much space as possible by freeing up like the entire rest of the map, and that doesn't happen in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Also, itemization wise, I'm not a huge fan of the blink dagger. Like, this is a fighting item. You're trying to blink into the backlines and ult somebody. And I just don't really see the purpose for it this game. I think this is another one of those games. Like as KVH told me when he was teaching me how to play Jug, it's basically just like, you get the Battle Fury so that you can go big items like Butterfly and Scotty and Abyssal Blade and stuff like that. So just go those items. Manta obviously is fine against the Root of Tree. But going for like a fighting item like this, especially if you're not even planning on fighting, just doesn't make any sense to me. Rip.
Once again, team fight, you have to use the coil, you have to use the Lion Hex.
Yeah, and you showed up after 2 of your teammates were already dead, and then just Omni-Slashed some illusions. Wait, you fucking...
I think you're overestimating the damage that your Battle Fury does to the illusions. Just use the easy setup. Just use the coil, use the Lion Hex. Like, don't Omni otherwise. That's all you have to do. Play around your teammates. That's a big problem a lot of lower rated players have, like non-immortal, I should say, because it's not really low rated to be ancient or something, but in the grand scheme of things. But ancient players do make this mistake as well. They play as if they're solo in the game,
right?
And you have teammates, and they're going to eventually use their spells. So just act when they do. You know?
Right. Wait for them to happen if you need their setup, and if they need your setup, then be the one that initiates. Basically, like, just give your teammates some benefit of the doubt that they will eventually press their buttons, and then play around that.
Well, I don't like the idea of like my teammates will never do anything whatsoever, and I have to 1v5. Like I think that's one of the most
that's
over
game losing,
like hyped things that people say. People believe it way more than it is true.
Yeah.
There's not enough space in the map. There's not enough time and space, literal physical space in the game for your team to do literally nothing unless they AFK.
Right.
Like somebody's going to do something eventually, and all it takes is one fight.
Yep.
So you cannot not play around your team. Obviously, not saying that Pixie thinks that way. It's just now that we're on the subject, I've heard it so many times, and it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, it's just this weird trend that was just perpetuated where it's like you can't climb MMR unless you're 1v5ing because your team is all terrible. Like so many early Dota coaches would like preach that shit, and it was so dumb. It's like that's not how it works. That's not how the game works.
It's like it's actually not possible to 1v5. Like you would need to have like 4 or 5 items on people to like actually 1v5.
Yeah.
Like you just run in, get hit by one stun, you're done. Somebody needs to soak stuns for you. Yep. Well, if somebody's soaking stuns for you, that's not your team doing nothing. That's your team doing something. That's a very noble job that people do. I'm an offlane player. That's my job. Can't tell me I do nothing. That's what I do. I run it, I get killed, and you get your spells off as a carry.
Yeah, I mean, even boosters who are playing with literal like heralds to start the account, they will use the heralds to their advantage.
At the very least, they use them as bait.
Exactly.
At the very least, and that's value. That's still value.
Yep. All right.
Next one is Loeval, the boy.
The boy. Position 3 Tidehunter, the mind control classic.
Dude, I'm getting so many coaching sessions. Ow! I say that because I think I've recently coached Loeval. I think I coached him like Tuesday or something. So this is a post coaching
Tidehunter session.
Replay review session. Yeah, he's a big Tidehunter fan. Big Tidehunter fan. I'm not a huge fan of it personally. I'm just bad at it, so it feels pretty bad to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually coached him on Monday, so he's been grinding.
I feel like the hero's pretty fun. Can be.
Oh, come on. If you're boring. I
think it's fun to go the right-click build, although now that you don't have the EXP talent, you can't do that very easily anymore, unfortunately.
It's pretty hard.
That candle smells good.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm out of candles right now. Dude, I gotta say.
How do you feel about this no cosmetic pudge? What is this guy doing? Skilling hook in the fountain. Skilling hook in the fountain.
I mean, I would if I'm playing a pause for pudge, I'm definitely skilling hook
in the fountain.
Anything, yeah.
With no cosmetics.
Well, not in the fountain, but
okay.
I'm gonna eventually skill it, and very likely I'm not gonna get rot. I think rot is just a garbage level 1 spell. Flesh Heap obviously is garbage if you're a support. The problem is everything about him is just trash. That's the issue. It's all trash.
Yeah,
so,
unfortunate.
A bad hero.
I'm
wondering if I sold all his cosmetics when the hero got nerfed. I know I was considering it, selling my freaking Dragonclaw hook, but I can't sell it because it was actually a friend of mine that gifted it to me. So it's like I can never sell that. If I'm ever going to sell it, I'm just going to give it back to him.
Right.
It just isn't right to sell it. But I was like, man, if this was my item, I would just sell all my pudge items. So he's dog shit.
So you're going Gush level 1 to pair with the Dazzle, which is kind of interesting.
I like it. it.
Blightstone, Gush, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yep. Good stuff.
Sorry, what does he say? Smoke play and teamfight question this time. Playing position 3 Tidehunter with my friends, Team Lardy. Enemy team gained lead after our smoke play and lost fight starting at 21 minutes. Don't mind the visibility in the replay when smoking. It was our mango tree, but bugged. Replay shows visibility for the enemy when it didn't actually. Was the game situation good? So he basically just wants the specific play to be looked at. So we can just go there.
Okay.
I will say that in this lane, you need to just target the Lina, because otherwise you can't really pressure the PA.
Yeah, Lena's gonna beat your ass if you don't go
Yeah.
for her. That's the issue. She kind of forces you to hit her. I also gotta say, Loey Val is a very particular person. He's cares about the particulars. I totally, it totally fits his character to be like, tell me if this exact play
Mm-hmm.
is good.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, there you go. Now you actually start focusing on Lina. You should just be running at this Lina the whole laning stage. Like, she has nothing. Yeah. Just run at her. Like, forego the creeps and just run at the Lina until she's not there, and then you can actually play the game. But let's go to 20.
I would definitely consider getting Kraken Shell.
Yeah.
In this game.
Agreed.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the level on Kraken Shell is now. It's gotta be. It's gotta stack.
It stacks with the inherent damage block, right?
It's got to stack with it.
Yeah.
How could it not? Because then skilling it at level 1 would not do the damage block. It could just be 0.
Right.
So it's got to.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out though. I gotta see if it does.
Because I mean, 20 damage block at level 1 is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I would just say against the Lina, getting it is pretty solid. Because she's just whacking you.
Right. All right. So smoke play is coming up. Looks like they're grouping up now. And he wanted to know about the game state. Does this make sense to make this play? Drow has Shadowblade Dragonlance. Sven has Midas. No BKB going for Mask of Madness. That is a funky build. This guy has ult. Working towards an Ags with Philosopher's Stone. This guy has mech a little bit farther away. Doesn't quite have the mech, like 200 gold away. And you have Ravage and 2,000 gold in the bank. So I would say this is not a good time to smoke.
Not with the gold. I would say like you need to buy an item with that gold.
Yeah, you have 2,000 net worth just doing nothing right now.
2,700 and a bracer in the backpack.
Yeah.
So they have like a 5k gold lead now that you're going for this. So I would definitely say make sure you're spending that money.
Yeah.
Other than that, it seems pretty decent. You're trying to like wrap the back lines. You see that they're split. That's important.
I guess I would say, what is the purpose of this? Are you trying to take this bottom tier 1 tower? Are you trying to take over their side of the map? Why are we smoking into their triangle right now when Bristleback is showing mid? Like, what does this smoke actually accomplish? And I would definitely recommend maybe just waiting until your Dazzle has the mech as well, just because he's so close.
And get a blink on Tide so you can...
Yeah, so you can actually jump and like, right now you're running in with Sven, who has no initiation. He's going to have to just run in and hopefully...
See, that's one problem with this is I don't know what your initiation is. It's like a Sven, but that's kind of pathetic. Like the best you're gonna get is like a Lina or a Pudge.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Unless this guy really fucks up. All right. Looks like he did. All right.
Well, okay. Somehow that worked. Ravaging a solo Pudge to stop that. Pretty costly. I don't think he was going to die there. There was no follow-up on the Pudge Dismember.
Yeah, you definitely want to save the Ravage for like the back lines.
Yep.
Oh,
what a sonic wave.
Jesus. And this is why you would like the Ravage.
Right. Right now would be a great time to be able to counter-initiate when they all come back in. And I'm going to assume that you guys get pretty well wiped here.
Man, there's 3,000 gold in your inventory. That could be a Vlad's. I would like to see a blink.
Yeah.
I would say like with this lineup.
Yeah, you don't have initiation.
Some sort of initiation.
Right. You don't have initiation, so you need to do it. It's either you or the Sven. Nobody else can do it in this game.
Also, what you can do is you can like run the Sven at the lane and then wrap around and kill the people that are trying to kill him. or sit behind him and wait for them to go on him, and then you counter initiate, something like that. That's also fine. Somebody in chat said this, and I actually was this is 100% true. I agree with this. None of the lanes were pushed out when you did that. So what's going to happen afterwards, you're going to have to go back and double back and push out a lane anyway. And then at that point, you've smoked to control an area that you could have just controlled by pushing the lane out in the first place.
Right.
So you want to, that's why a lot of the time when people do a smoke like that, they won't actually include the carry in it. They'll have the carry push the lane so the smoke's not obvious.
Yep.
And also so that way they can connect with the carry to get an objective afterwards. And then the carry can show up at the end, because you would like to have some sort of offlaner, forward position or mid that can like start the fight first. You know, the carry doesn't want to be doing that. That's like, that shouldn't be a Sven's job, you know?
Right. Agreed. And I think the last thing that I want to talk about as far as this smoke play is, why are we smoking to the bottom side of the map when Roche is up? Like this seems like the only thing that actually matters right now. This tower is irrelevant. This tower is irrelevant. This triangle is kind of irrelevant. Like the only thing that actually matters is who gets Roche, because there's a PA in the game and there's a Drow in the game, and so one of you really wants to have the Aegis, and
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, and you have the ability to do it because you have Gush and you have enough damage to take it. So
one of the really cool plays that a lot of people make is they take like a really obvious smoke, and it's obvious when you're not showing in any lanes. And then they just head into Roche.
Yeah.
So that way the enemy team is like, well, they obviously smoked. They're coming to fight us. And then the enemy team hides while you're taking Roche. And by the time they realize you've just owned Roche with the Gush and the Sven ult and Drow hitting away at it.
Yeah, or actually, to that end, look at your team fight versus them. Why even smoke? Just walk into Roche with your whole team and be like,
that's also fine.
Come fight us. Come fight us. We have Ravage. We have Chaotic Offering. Like, we dare you to fight us in the Roche pit. And if they do, then you probably just like win the fight and get Roche there anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Sure. We got quite a few to get through. I got probably 30 minutes or so before the old hag gets here. I shouldn't call her that, even as a joke. She's my mother. She's beautiful. The old bird.
All right, Hockey playing Wyvern. What a fucking surprise. This guy's a Wyvern fiend.
He really is.
Just an absolute Wyvern fiend. Great.
God, if it's not Wyvern, it's Oracle, for God's sakes.
Great game for Wyvern, though, against a Void and a Clinks.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You thought I was talking about my girlfriend? Yeah, well, we broke up, actually, so... Really rude of you to, I'm just kidding. We love each other.
I haven't seen Ellie in a while. She hasn't been busting into our replay review sessions very much recently.
No, we, I have a separate room now. That was,
So you guys are not sleeping in the same room anymore? Is that how things are going?
No, yeah, exactly. I snore, and also, like...
Sure. You also just fart a lot while you're sleeping.
Well, yeah, and also, like, the other dudes that sleep over, like, don't like me to be in the bed.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's a little awkward when, like, they're naked and you're there as well, right?
Yeah. Because I'm not gay. It's just sex. Like, I just have sex with the other guys sometimes.
Right. Makes sense.
Not like a, you know, just bros having a good time with my bros.
Right.
I'm pretty masculine. Masculine guy.
Yep, just hanging with the bros.
Yeah. You know it.
Yeah.
I heard some things.
Okay, so sorry. I mean, just moving on. Go over to block the camp. What is he asking about?
Let me look. He says, I can't help but feel that it was my cores that let me down. But as usual, I'm sure you guys will find things to show otherwise. Okay.
So basically, Hockey blaming his team as usual while playing Wyvern as usual. Sure.
Can I tell you something? With the couch thing and the girlfriend talk, New Sham always messages me that he has to sleep on the kitchen floor because he got in a fight with his girlfriend over like World of Warcraft. And she makes him sleep on a mattress in the kitchen floor. And I always die. I'm just like, what happened now? He's like, oh, I told her that somebody else should press a summoning stone. I was too lazy. Or I took her loot. It's like, oh, come on, man. That's such a gamer thing. It's like, all right, you took my item. You're sleeping on the kitchen floor.
That's it's a gamer thing, I suppose. Some kind of gamer.
Pray for New Sham.
Press F for New Sham, I suppose.
He'd be mad if he knew that I that I said that on stream. I think he's embarrassed by it. But I find it so funny.
I'm sure he is. Okay, in this lane, I feel like you guys just win this lane by shoving things in constantly. Oh, it's a Hasted Magnus. Coming in hot.
Oh,
Coming in
boy.
hot. Coming in hot.
Is.
Nailed it.
Got him.
Oh, dive in the tower. Coming in hot.
Okay.
Thanks for the rotation, Mag. See you later.
You know, I gotta be honest. When I play this hero and I'm playing as a support, I always feel like, oh, I love that. I love that stack. I love that stack, Calculator. You know I love that stack. We talked about that in coaching. So useful. So good. Anyway, on Wyvern, I always feel like, what the hell am I supposed to do when
Arctic Burn's
I
down?
don't have Arctic Burn?
Yeah.
It's just it's weird. I guess that you just nuke a little bit. It feels so useless. It costs so much mana.
Yeah. I think from what I've seen, either you spend a lot of time out of the lane, like making sure that they're not pulling, just like over here, kind of wandering around stacking, or I've also seen some 4 players like MSS and stuff basically just like spamming the nuke off of cooldown just to shove the wave so that they can push or so they can pull. But I completely agree. It feels like Arctic Burn is kind of a bad skill because it's so long in terms of the cooldown. It's like Terrorblade Metamorphosis.
It's good when you use it, it's really sick. It puts them to like 60% HP, which is pretty cool.
Right. But then it's like 50 seconds of you being probably the worst trading hero in the entire game because you're so slow.
It's really rough. So yeah, I mean, hockey, you just don't have regen right now, which means you can't do stuff.
Yep.
I think we talked about this. We talked about this in coaching. You're doing good shit though, good laning shit.
Yeah,
like hitting the line with the nuke and stuff.
Shoving the wave, getting the bounties.
Stopping the pull.
Here, I definitely just walk back to the fountain. By the way, this is 100% when you walk back to the fountain.
Yeah. I gotta say though, like you're the reason your Underlord is so huge. You're the reason that your team has this like huge gold lead.
Yep.
You're doing really well with like the stacking, and now that he can go farm that at a certain point. Oh god, he's gonna be so stoked with you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Hoculator. Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Stack pull. That was a stack pull as well. So Underlord farms it. Go to the net worth.
He a big boy. He a big boy.
That's your core. That's your core that has that net worth.
Yep.
That's you.
Agreed.
He should really be farming that entire camp. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Just baiting them in to get kills.
Yeah, I guess so.
Obviously.
Ooh, you're gonna get my jungle item. Wait, found by. Who got that jungle item? Was that the Radiance or Dyers? I thought that's not supposed to be able to happen.
I have no idea. Either way, this Underlord is owning, and at this point, do you
I think it's
consider leaving? Yeah.
Yes. I would. He probably needs a ward top. I think probably that's like you could leave one for him, or that could be his job as well. You probably want to drop one of those wards for him.
Yep.
Just so. Same thing when you're like leaving a carry. You just protect them with that ward. It lets them be like way more aggressive with their levels. Like you can see his net worth is kind of falling. I mean, it's obviously to a Magnus, right? But he could be very, very aggressive with a ward. I mean, still he's an Underlord. He'll probably be fine. But this is really good. I gotta say, I'm really impressed by this so far.
I agree.
Like this is if you're supporting me in this game and I'm the Underlord.
You're happy.
Other than the one time where you were sitting at like 30% HP for maybe like a little bit too long, just soaking. But that was like for 2 seconds, right? Compared to most replay reviews where we see it's for like 5 minutes.
Right.
So it's like I'm literally saying your laning is like within fractions of what I would expect out of like a 7K support, which I think Hockey Laner's strong suit has always been laning. I think
Yes,
he's got
agreed.
a very good eye for laning. And the rotation out of the laning stage, I think Donnie and I were literally both just about to say it, and you did it.
Yep.
So,
one thing I will say is that you really need to place these wards. You've been holding on to them for a long time. They need to go on the ground because your team has been playing without any vision except for this one in the lane where there's 3 people already, so you don't even need vision there for like 5 minutes. And I think one of my favorite things to do is just to keep vision on the power runes because it's like such a huge piece of being able to make moves. Like if there's a good power rune, double damage, haste, something like that, you can go mid, maybe take the mid tower. And based on how people move around the map these days, I think that keeping vision on the river is actually really, really good. And because you have free movement with Arctic Burn, one of my favorite things to do is just like fly across from here to here, place this ward, and then you can just see if anybody's farming these camps and like keep the entire triangle under lock too. But he wants to know why he lost this game, so let's go a little bit farther up and see how bad his team is. Where's the whoop?
Lena's bald. Whoa.
Whoop. Whoop.
What the frig?
What happened there? 12 minutes in.
What freaking crap is going on here?
All right, they're 2K ahead. Let's back it up a little bit. Looks like it was just about to happen, and I skipped past it. Okay, Underlord is top. That's unfortunate because he's your strongest hero, pretty much, aside from the mag. Oh no, we don't have our Winner's Curse yet. Where's our Underlord? No Underlord. Alright, Ursa's dead. Underlord shows up. You guys are going to re-engage. Void is free farming.
Okay.
Lion gets 3-shot. Oh, Void shows up. Chronosphere. No follow-up. Oh, Underlord gets hooked. Buyback on Lion. Oh. You guys are standing in the Klink's ult and dying.
Did somebody buy back? Am I crazy?
Lion bought back.
Oh, I see.
No Winner's Curse, no mana for Winner's Curse. That was kind of awkward. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like he was playing the perimeter fine. Like he didn't end up dying. Like he was just casting spells from the outside. The only thing is like you probably wish that you had Winter's Curse at the start of that.
Yeah.
And I guess in retrospect, all you can think is like, okay, if we're gonna take this big engagement, call it off until you have soaked XP to get like Winter's Curse. And be like, guys, I don't have curse. I don't have curse. Like, get out of here. Like, this isn't good. Wait until I have curse. Something like that. Because you can like turn the chrono or something with the curse. But when you finally got it, you had no mana for it because the fight was already begun and you were spamming stuff. And once again, I say that in retrospect. Given the scenario, I actually think you played fine.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, you probably wanted to be level 6 for that fight, given that it was so huge.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It was like you guys are ahead, you take this fight, you get a kill, Lion buys back, and then the Chronosphere is wasted, but then Underlord gets hooked, and then I think if Underlord gets hooked and dies there, then you have to just kind of disengage because he's like your frontliner. And I guess Mag didn't have mana for RP because he didn't use it.
Yeah, that was like a disaster.
Good old gotta get shit done syndrome because we just fucked up. Let's make the game harder.
Yeah, this is the classic run at your safe lane tower, fucking up the defense over and over and over again until you lose, even though the game was not that bad.
Yep. Yep. All right. Anything else? Move on.
Sure, if that's all Aki wanted us to give a gander.
He didn't really give us a lot of context. He just said
I
my
think
team is bad. Can you tell me otherwise?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, once
Hey,
again,
it's Noosh Dog. What's up, Noosh?
who?
Nooshim.
Oh no, where is he?
He's in chat.
Oh, I was just talking about you. Oh my god, don't go back in the stream. Don't go back. All right, Newsham, I gotta admit, I may have been laughing about the fact that sometimes you get put in the doghouse for gaming reasons. Okay, I was just saying, Ellie sometimes I get sometimes put in the doghouse. Sometimes
She makes you
you
wear a
play,
collar and
sometimes you
chew
play
on a
with
bone.
somebody's brothers, and they think you're stealing their family and things like that. But I'm gonna get in trouble, man. I'm in so much trouble.
You already are in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble the second you sign up to play Dota. It's the truth.
I'm not sure if she's watching. She sometimes watches these streams. I don't know if she's watching. I heard her moving. She's already coming in to tell me to stop talking.
Smack you in the head.
No, Newsham says I'm not sure she would appreciate what you're saying. Nah, she doesn't care. How can I ask you to coach me? Is there any fees? I charge $50 an hour.
Yeah, you can see the coaching link in the description to get coached by Jenkins.
I'll take all of your doll hairs. You should rip them off your doll's head. Straight off. All right.
Pose 4 Treant with a Ricky against an Ogre. It's not your favorite matchup in the world, because Ogre just punches you in the face and doesn't really care that much about Treant. Not entirely sure what you're doing right now. I guess we're going to go...
You getting the outpost? Is this the Donnie tactic?
I think he's trying to snipe couriers is what's going on.
Oh, I see. I don't mind giving this guy solo XP, actually, now that the wave is, pushed out like this.
If the wave is pushing, definitely don't come back.
He said he was going to ward the eye spot. Dude, look at this Imagine playing a hero that's so stupid you can go AFK for 3 seconds in lane and be fine against the tree. My god.
I think you're in trouble, sir. This Lifestealer is owning you. He's actually body blocking really well.
I would say you don't really need to walk up there and do shit when the Ricky's free farming. Trading isn't just to trade; it's to secure your guy CS.
Yeah,
but it was already happening.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that as soon as this happens, oops, not this. As soon as this happens, I probably just TP bottom and kill this silencer because that's the easiest hero to kill right now.
I do actually think that's a solid play.
Your Ricky is going to get at least 2 free waves. Ogre seems to have absolutely no idea how to support this lane in terms of pulling. And
it's 2 melee heroes. I don't think they can actually.
They can't really do anything.
Ricky.
Yeah.
They don't do shit. These heroes just lane unless you commit to them.
Right.
They just they want you to hit them. One's really tanky. The other has lifesteal.
Yeah.
Ricky just farms. You just farm here and be okay with it.
Yeah, and you could just come down here and just...
those are feeding heroes for sure.
Yeah, both of these heroes can absolutely die to you over and over and over.
You can eventually make your way back top too if you feel like there's kill threat or your Ricky really needs help, but he should be able to manage himself up here. The worst thing you can do is where you commit into them.
Yeah.
When it was just fine. Everything was just fine.
Look how much farm there is just to get freely if you aren't trying to fight. I think you're actually kind of debating your Ricky by being here because he feels like he actually can maybe fight, when in reality you want him to just hit these creeps under tower. It's enabling your morons to do moronic stuff, basically, is what's happening right now.
Yeah. I love the idea of going bot and killing the tri lane, by the way, or killing bot as a tri lane.
Yeah.
I think those heroes, it would be such a good play because they wouldn't expect it either because they saw you top.
Yep.
So it would be so insanely high skill. That would be so sick.
Yeah, it'd be nuts. You TP into the trees, and then you just walk around behind them, and they can't see you.
They both die.
Yeah.
They both die. You have a Sven stun and a Winter Wyvern. These are two of the best heroes for killing in the game.
Yep. And then you have the oof. So there's actually no way they get away if you do that. So just consider that. Like, this is the thing that I've been asking myself when I play 4 more and more, is just like, who is vulnerable right now? And then that's where you want to be. Just like go after vulnerable people, because that creates chaos that makes people scared to play the lane normally.
Yeah.
And lots of the times, if you're in a lane where there is nobody that's vulnerable, then you're probably just wasting your time anyway.
Yeah, I created this like completely original and not stolen idea of basically I made a flow chart for what to do whenever you're at position 4, and my completely original, like not stolen from anybody. And basically, it's like whenever the creep wave is in your tower, there's always something else you can do, and one of those things is to roam. I actually play with a buddy. His name's Jay, and all the time he will just leave me alone. He'll just go get kills, and I'll be like, holy shit, I didn't need him here, and he leaves, which is great. But that's the double, getting 2 birds stoned at once with the same weed, in the fact that he gets a kill somewhere else too and wins another lane, and then sometimes Jay will come back to my lane.
Jay getting the bird stoned. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cool.
My mom just called me. I might have to leave.
All right. Let's answer these questions from Pegasus real quick. It says, was trying to drop a ward on the old ice spot, but it's an outpost now. Lol. Okay. What do you recommend for contesting first bounty runes in offlane now? Treant no longer has tree advantage with the new locations. I think what I've been seeing basically all 4s do is that they go to the lane that has the most kill potential, and then they tri-lane for the first minute of the lane. So you could do that, or you could just secure the bounties on the side that you have the advantage, which is on Radiant, it's the top side, because there's one in the river and then one just like up on your high ground if you're not feeling like you want to fight for the bounties. Also unsure of starting items. I was thinking 3 mangoes with Treant's passive regen boost, but maybe 1 mango salve would be better.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the mangoes. I feel like your spells have such a low mana cost. Well, your Q has such a low mana cost that like you can cast it so many times, and then you can send regen out by the time you need it.
Yeah, I think you just go Tango, Uv, Salve, and then maybe 1 mango or something like that. That's probably what you need.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see, what were the other questions that he had?
That was it. I read them all.
Should have been stacking instead of
Sapping
XP from Ricky. Oh, okay. So yeah, he said he knows. Yeah. I think that applies even earlier too than that. Just like I really think the tri-laning thing would have been insanely sick.
Yep.
Okay, do you wanna?
Should we move on?
Yeah, we have a couple more people submitted. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them.
It's all right.
Sorry guys, unless Donnie wants to stay, but I'm sure you'll get in trouble for that. You'll be in the doghouse. We have Stained Chips, Party, Positive Vibes, and Pride left.
Okay.
I think I can probably do one more, and then my mom's gonna be here.
All right. You want to ask her to do the stream with us? Chat.
Oh, she said 20 minutes. I can do 2 more.
Chat, do you want Jenkins' mom to help review our replays to finish out the stream?
I would actually do that, but she has to, I think she has to get home because she's, like 65 years old or something and working until 11. Not too good.
Hello from Sri Lanka. What's up, Adrian69? Yeah, so he can apologize on camera, Pegasus says, for calling her a hag.
Jesus. Donnie, your mom's coming over tonight too. Maybe she can come on camera.
Whoa, man.
Get it?
It's pretty messed up.
Coming.
Hey guys. Dude, if I wasn't here driving this replay review session, none of this would ever get done. You're lucky that I work with you.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Exactly. Hey guys, just signed up except I'm overseas for a month so I can't play. I thought I'd upload a mate's PA replay. Oh, no, we can't do that. I'm just kidding. As it's a hero I want to get good at. I'm sure he'd appreciate a bit of feedback too. Hope that's okay. If you could cover the laning stage, that would be awesome. You got it, dog.
Okay.
Buy your items before the game starts. This is not enough regen to go to the lane with, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think on PA, it's a very weak laner. You're gonna get hit a lot. You definitely want to just err on the side of caution and buying more regen. I would say. I don't mind the Blightstone start. I think that's like if it's an incredibly easy lane, then that's like the greediest possible thing you can go. But that's strictly just I'm gonna farm and I'm never gonna put any pressure on. Because if you want to pressure, then Uv might be good.
Mm-hmm.
But really, like it's very likely you're gonna be the one that you're just happy if you're securing CS. So maybe Wraith Band components and then
against the Silencer. I mean, good luck with this amount of regen in your inventory. This guy should be just right-clicking you constantly. He's not, but he should be. He's busy sending rat balloons at you. He's actually sending more rat balloons at you than right clicks.
Why is this in the game?
That's funny. What is an Uv? Orb of Venom.
Oh. Yeah, this is the lack of regen issue killing you here.
Wish we had a salve. That's for sure.
Yeah, simple. It's very, very simple. Just buy more regen.
Coming to lane with a full magic wand. You don't need this. Neither of these heroes are using spells against you. Right clicks from Silencer. Pudge occasionally throwing a hook. It's not enough to really get a stick.
Usually, honestly.
Yeah. It's not really enough to get a stick. And definitely not enough to get a wand. Like this is a lot of gold that should be a salve and should be probably more stats. Oh my god, we're just suiciding for this Silencer kill.
Ooh, we have to walk back to lane. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That is rough.
That's actually pretty game losing.
How much? That's the most game losing thing that can happen.
Yeah.
In Dota, you're dead for like 15 seconds, and then also you have to walk all the way back.
Which means and now we're walking back to get a fairy fire. What is this itemization? I'm baffled right now. Why are we getting a fairy fire? Why not just buy a salve? Yep, like that. This salve. I do like that you're moving your camera around while you're walking back to lane because there's nothing else to do.
There's plenty of time for it.
That's definitely a high skill thing.
Dude, they have a 1K gold lead already at like 3 minutes, 55 seconds. That's nuts.
PA come farm, says Pudge. He's calling you out, man. You haven't been in the lane at all.
He doesn't realize TPs have a cooldown and that PA was actually just walking into the coming to farm. It's just taking me a long time. You know what's happening here? I'm pretty sure Stained Chips just like submitted, like if this was what's his name? I can't read it. Peter Nowick. I bet if it was his replay review, he'd probably have put in like a better one where it didn't look too bad. But since Stained Chips probably just chose like the worst possible one, just like totally throwing his friend under the bus here.
100%. That's exactly what's happening. So with that in mind,
3 CS. Oh, so rough. What MMR is this?
I think this is Guardian. No, it's Crusader Archon.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little shocked that this is Crusader Archon.
Oh, this is how I feel watching this replay right now.
Like you have cancer?
Yes. This is how I feel watching this replay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like what's happening right now is like not even Dota. This is just like this looks like people who have never played the game before playing the game.
This is why I think Stained Chips probably selected one of the worst possible replays This is over at this point already. There's no coming back from this.
Yeah. You're actually not even hitting creeps at all. You have 3 CS at 6 minutes into the game because every single time you show up to the lane, you immediately go on the silencer and then take 100% of your life and damage. Are you playing on somebody else's account, Peter Noack? I'm just curious. Did Stain Chips offer you his account, which is Archon, and you're playing on it for the first time? Because that's kind of what this looks like.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is unwinnable at this point. 3K gold lead 7 minutes in. PA has 4 CS. The enemy support Grimstroke has more denies than PA has CS. Bounty Hunter has more CS than PA.
Disruptor has more CS than PA.
Stop running in and casting spells on them. You're not strong anymore. You're not strong. You had the opportunity, but this is going to get worse and worse for you.
Yep. Yeah, just stand back and dagger creeps.
Dude, I would really say just go pull in jungle at this point. You're a support. You can't lane here. A ranged hero needs to take this lane. You go pull.
Yeah. Agreed. Alright, we're jungling the small camp, so now we can't pull.
Just pull it. Just do the same thing, but pull it.
Yep. And pull it up into this right here. That's what you want to be doing.
You can actually come back if you pull. You need to pull and maybe stack for yourself. Oh. The funny thing is, I don't even think you can lane against the Silencer solo.
No, you can't. There's no fucking way. He owns you. Give him the question mark. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stop this replay. Because there's no more feedback. Like, come to lane with more regen. Don't just go YOLO on the Silencer every time you see him. Hit creeps. That's your job. That's your job, is to get last hits. And you got none. So, let's start there. Get last hits, and then next replay review, we can talk about other stuff. Does that mean?
No, I think... I mean, I want to give people their 10 minutes, of course, but I also want to genuinely give people value, and I don't think there's value looking past a, 5K gold lead at like 7 minutes or something like that. Anything that happens after that is pure randomness and chaos, and that's not something that can be coached. That's like hope to God that the enemy team throws. Luck is not something that you can coach. So
yeah,
I don't know. I never, pro players don't go for replays and then watch the entire game. They watch up until it's important. So
yeah,
it may sound mean because we're memeing and making fun because it was obviously atrocious game, but it's just how to actually get better at the game.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just see the game losing mistake in the first 30 seconds of the game, and then you just correct that and you move on.
Starting items is the big thing. Probably you could do all the same shit with better starting items. It would be better.
Yep. All right.
Bro was having the worst game of the year. Yeah, seems like it.
Party says, I'm Vengeful Spirit position 5. I still like Windlace level 1 since it makes you faster than most heroes instead of slower. Last week he told me not to buy it. I fed First Blood at the rune. Maybe the Windlace isn't helping you out then. We didn't want to go, but we were made unsecure by someone telling us to just go take it. Please don't talk about that, lol. Should I maybe give up top and go bot to try and win at least one lane? Odie didn't want to swap lane with Blue Ranger at the start. What should you do if you know you have a hard game and every lane doesn't favor you? If I keep my 70% win rate up, I'm looking forward to send you an Immortal replay next week.
Wow.
Dope.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope you get it. I love seeing people get Immortal, dude. Especially when they watch our content.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Good for us.
It is.
Those what are they called? People write good things about you?
Positive reviews.
Reviews, yeah, positive reviews, sure. That's good. Okay, so very hard heroes to fight.
Yes.
Dazzle plus. Is that really the cost? Can you hover over him?
It probably is.
I know what his icon is.
It's like
Wait,
the
let me see.
crocodile's fucking. No, it's not Lacoste.
Yeah, that's not Lacoste.
Yeah, his name is young Gary Oldman. So
Wow, there's no shock there.
I ran it. Actually, the weirdest thing is I randomly opened up Artifact and played a game of Artifact like 3 or 4 days ago during the major, and I queued into Lacoste playing Artifact.
What? Really?
Yeah, he has like almost 1,000 hours of Artifact played and like 80 hours of Artifact in the last 2 weeks.
Damn, he's
Just
fan.
been like he's been just like grinding Artifact instead of Dota.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's like
Hey, man.
super high level Artifact.
If he likes it, if you enjoy something,
Hell yeah,
just
man.
do it. I fuck with that, man. There's too much chaos and evil and unhappiness in the world. I love to see people just like finding happiness with things.
Yeah, it's just funny. I was just like, I recognize this name, and I was like, holy shit, is that Lacoste? And he's like, is that a Dota Alchemy logo? And I was like, you know it is, dude. And then we played a couple of games of Artifacts.
Cool. He's probably way better than you.
We went 1-1.
Oh yeah, he gave you a freebie.
Yeah.
Lacoste is a god, former professional.
Former professional, not an Artifact though.
Yeah, it's transferable skills, you know.
Soon to be.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't him though, so.
No. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, no Windlace. Try not to trade with these guys. They're really hard to trade with. I would say this is another one of those lanes you just want to push with Wave of Terror, get level 2 first.
Yep.
I cannot stress enough how much I'd like to see you guys integrating this into your repertoire.
Getting level 2 first. Yeah,
if
agreed.
If you are the lane that you're worried that they're going to beat you, just get level 2 first. It makes the game a million times easier because you can fuck them so hard in the moments where you're not level 2 or where they're not level 2. And then it also pushes the lane, which means you can pull, which means you'll get even more experience. And it just transitions the entire game to get this huge lead in the laning phase in a lane that you're supposed to lose.
Yeah, I would say that what's happening right now is actually the worst case scenario because they're just shoving the wave into your face and Dazzle is just like poking you from the trees and then he's going to go pull. And there's actually nothing you can do about it because you're level 1, stuck under tower, and you don't really have the ability to play aggressive at all.
Whacking them, whacking away. Push the wave, nice. Kind of standing around, but yeah, not much else to do. Run back. Dazzle's actually coming over and stopping the pull, which is pretty good. Was that a stack? Oh, we did stack it. Okay.
He went and stacked it with the Wave of Terror. It's an acceptable death, I suppose.
This is why the Windlace is not good. You need regen for your nakes. You need regen, so you're not just going to go feed there. That's why you need the. Yeah, that's why you want regen. I mean, the Windlace doesn't do anything because you're literally not running around at this point, right? So
right, I agree. I think that it's not good on this hero to start with that.
It's really it's quite game losing for sure. But yeah, the level 2 thing, I would highly recommend experimenting with that. Like all I can say is experiment with it because I know how good it is because I've done it and I've felt it. And before, I remember not thinking it was going to be that good. But a lot of these things are really broken. I'm trying to focus on that more in coaching these days. It's like the things that are really like give you an epiphany in the game. Like, wow, I can't believe I didn't do this before. Do this one, I guarantee you it is a fucking game changer. It's insane. It makes some lanes that are impossible insanely easy.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And if people aren't clear why in chat, it's because all of a sudden you get a second ability and the other team only has 1. So you have 4
abilities between you, they have 2. So it's like good math on that.
Exactly. Yeah, I would definitely say at this point you just drop a ward up here and don't come back to the top lane anymore.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
At this point you're kind of just feeding thirst to the Bloodseeker. And it seems like your OD needs help as well against a Huskar. And this Legion Commander is probably the least of your concerns, despite the fact that it's having a very good game. So we're doing like laning mechanics, but 8 minutes in, and it's probably going to get our tower pushed and us killed.
Yeah, this is at the point where like the laning mechanics, you don't want to keep doing them anymore.
Yeah.
Really. You guys go over how to deal with this laning phase again, please? Like, you want us to just go? I think that's such a funny request. Like, just asking us to repeat the entire thing. I can't, man. I gotta go. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Basically, if you're against a super hard lane, just shove the lane as quickly as possible so that you guys hit level 2 before the other players, because then you have 4 abilities, they only have 2, and then the lane is pushed out so that you can pull and you don't get harassed while you're pulling, and then
Dude,
your
there's a
experience
back
lead gets
thing.
even bigger and bigger and bigger.
On YouTube, you can just go back. You can just click back.
That
And
too.
see.
That too. Jenkins is being lazy. I just explained it again. It's not
I'm
that
not
hard.
being lazy. I find it hilarious. That's all. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just think it's a funny question.
But I guess to answer Party's kind of last question, at this point in the game, when the game is this hard, you're 7k down at 10 minutes. You guys just need to find a play. You need to find the heroes that can fight together and just like go be together and try.
Sometimes there isn't one.
Yeah.
You just lost all 3 lanes. You have nobody to fall back on. You just have to 5-man and hope that they fuck up, and then probably they don't, and then you lose.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yep. That's also a viable option.
Jenkins, do you think they're supposed to win top with Venge Nakes against Legion Dazzle? I don't think so, but I think they can get. I think that they can get XP.
Yeah, you can make the lane from unplayable to maybe going even or something like that.
Yeah, I think that like the Venge might die a few times, like getting the pull off and stuff. But I think that the Lifestealer should be doing okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the Venge needs to die, but it might happen. Depends.
Yeah. Well, this game's over, so let's move on.
I feel like that's a really hard lane though. Legion's actually decent against Lifestealer.
Mhm.
Like it's one of those like level dependent things where like if Legion has like a level on Lifestealer, he out lifesteals the Lifestealer's lifesteal.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It's like Pudge versus Lifestealer too. People like pick when Pudge was good. People pick Lifestealer against Pudge, but if Pudge has like higher levels in Flesh Heap and also has like the armor items like the Chainmail that got nerfed as well, 2 ringer protections, Lifestealer can't outdamage Pudge's like rot and hits. It's just like a math equation. So that's why like pushing and getting level 2 first is really important, because you tip the balance a little bit in that math equation. It works out in your favor. You tip the balance more. I'm just describing like a typical butterfly effect or snowball, right? That's just Dota.
Yeah, actually, Nusha makes a really good point. Requesting people to start in your lane is weird in pubs, but I feel like if Wyvern starts top for a minute, you could completely snowball that lane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. If you are against a hard lane, like there's this mentality because it's been dual lanes for so long. Remember, there was a time where it was literally tri lanes every single game, and it's okay to start in a tri lane or even play a tri lane for a couple of minutes just to win a matchup that is otherwise unplayable for you. I completely agree with that. That's a really good point.
Yeah, it is a good point. Okay, my mom's calling me. I gotta get out of here. There's 2 more if you wanna.
Yeah, I'll just do them.
Crank them up.
I'll do them.
Thanks, guys. See y'all later. Love you all, except for Donnie and fucking Hockey Leaner. You guys can fuck off. But see the rest of you later. Peace.
I hate you. All right. I will finish these 2 out. Nusham, you want to hop on a call? You want to do these with me? We've got Templar Assassin, positive vibes. Please roast me for not being able to carry this game. Any and all criticism is welcome. Okay. Okay. Why didn't you carry this game? What are you? A weak ass bitch? How's that for a roast? Positive vibes. Why don't you be a little bit more like weak ass bitch vibes? Can't carry a game as Templar Assassin. sentry very early. Starting build's pretty standard. Oh, we're against a Viper. How fun. How fun. Well, you know the drill. Shove the wave, go jungle. Shove the wave, go jungle. Spend 0 time laning against the Viper. Especially when he goes Nether Toxin. Yeah, definitely just push this wave and start hitting this camp. Also, take note of the fact that he immediately knew that there was a double damage bot. So you know that there was a ward probably on this high ground over here. Or down in this corner. So you should just buy a sentry and go deward that at some point. This guy's owning you with his Nether Toxin, making you stand in it to break your refraction and then right click. It's actually kind of a cool play. There we go. I think this probably could have happened a little earlier, potentially. But CS-wise, you're doing okay. Oh, look, he just warded. You saw it happen. Buy that sentry. Oh, there we go. Okay. Standard TA stuff. Nice. Get the D ward. More farming, more TA stuff. Not a whole lot to see here. Let's go ahead and skip a little bit farther. All right, we're 3, 4, and 1. How did these deaths happen? That's the question. So we got Trez, we got Iron Talon, we're going Deso first. Pretty standard stuff. I think actually a lot of people are going Blink first these days on TA, but I mean, you're going to get both regardless. So we fight bottom because they're diving. Continue to farm. I mean, you basically just don't really take fights until you have BKB in this game. And you have to be very careful about pushing up like that against a Spirit Breaker. That's something that a lot of people forget about when they're playing against Breaker, is that you just can't play aggressively like you normally would on your heroes that generally shove out lanes. Holy shit, you got instantly charged. You TP in, and you're being charged right now. Okay. So TP in and die again. Very unfortunate. And yeah, I think at this point you just decide, all right, I'm jungling until I have a BKB. And then you can play the game of Dota. You have this PL who is going to have some trouble against this Viper and this Legion Commander. So you need to carry pretty hard, and that means that you need to get a lot of farm, which means that you need to be very efficient, maybe hitting the Ancients as much as possible, using your traps a lot more, maybe defensively to mark the roads up onto your side of the map, because it feels like they're just kind of running at you at this point. So we do head over here to now jungle some camps, get the bounty runes, showing up to another fight, get swapped into the Monkey King ult. And yeah, I kind of feel like this is just like, you don't play this game until you have BKB. And if your team is feeding on the other side of the map, it's just kind of how it is. Like, you cannot fight them until you have BKB as TA in this game, so just don't even bother. All right. But we're still winning. We're 3k ahead, because we've been farming very well. We have Aegis. We kill the Venge. We take a tower. There's 2 dead, no Lich. Spearbreaker comes in. Oh, Monkey King backstabs. You get dueled by Legion. Kill the Legion. Nice. Viper kills you, but you have Aegis. Pudge is dead. PL dies. As soon as PL dies, you gotta probably just get out. I don't think that this is going to go very well for you. So you do. Good. But that's pretty rough. Let's see. PL, not very farmed yet. Still needs a heart. Still needs quite a few items before he feels good. Probably needs a BKB himself, to be honest. Oh, and we get caught out by Spiritbreaker yet again. Shadowblade Spiritbreaker. So just kind of chain feeding. You know, if they have a hero like a Spearbreaker that has the ability to just jump you, gank you from anywhere, and you have heroes dead on your side of the map, you need to anticipate that the enemy team will play aggressively on you. And so you got to be very careful with where you're positioning yourself. Like that we just saw. And now your team is just chain feeding, and you're probably going to lose the game as a result. Yeah, so this all just kind of started, like... This all just kind of started by maybe going high ground a little bit too zealously, overzealously, and then just getting caught by that Spearbreaker. And this game is really turning around momentum based. Killed the Monkey King. So we're bringing it back. We're getting a bunch of kills. We're pushing out top. Get the outpost. We're farming. I feel like you guys can just go high ground, maybe. But PL backs off, so you do as well. We have a big goal lead again. Double damage. Shoving lane farming. Pudge gets caught. We kill Viper. We kill them all. We go high ground. Wind Ranger dies. Where's our PL? What's going on? Why are you not in the base with them? Okay, so we jump in. We try and burst the Monkey King. Try and burst. Lose the Wind Ranger. Where's TA? I feel like you just kind of like wait out this Monkey King ults, and then you just go take the Rex. Like there's still no Viper, there's no Legion. If you're here, you win this fight. I know you don't have BKB, but you do have Refraction. And you have a PL who has a Heart. And a Lich here with Frost Armor. I don't know why you're not with your team right now. You're actually throwing the game right now. Yep, you just threw the game. Well, that was fairly cut and dry, to be honest. Like, you had an opportunity to win the game, and then you just decided not to win the game, and ended up throwing the game by going to Roche by yourself and dying with no buyback. But, I mean, what I saw there is, like, you judged that the fight was going poorly, and then you moved your camera away, and then you never looked back. You were just like, I'm out, and you left, and you just didn't even look at what was going on. So I don't know if you were tilted or you were fighting with your team or what, but that was pretty straightforward. And our last replay today is going to be from Pride. Lifestealer, I feel like my laning is okay for my rank. Maybe I don't trade enough in lane, but I've been actively thinking about it after watching one of BSJ's videos. I kind of got lost in the mid game until we took one good fight at 35 minutes and just won. I would love to know what I could work on during the mid game. This is not loading for me for some reason. Alright, we'll try and restart Dota. Hopefully this works. There we go. I've been having a lot of Dota client issues in the last couple days. Yes, definitely, 100%. It's been pretty messed up. Alright, Lifestealer. We're Lifestealer against probably Undying Clockwork, I imagine. I like the Oov queued up. You could almost go the Oov first instead of the Salve, potentially. Definitely want to also queue up a stick as quickly as possible. So maybe anticipating that, don't go the Salve, start with the Oov, and then pick up a stick as your first item against the Undying. Undying, taking the outpost right away. Good stuff. And then I would probably tell my Disruptor to focus all harass on the Clockwork, just because Undying kind of wants you to trade with him. So you generally want to trade with the hero that doesn't want to be traded with in a lane like this. Focusing the clock. Ask the Disruptor to go pull right now, or you pull yourself. Yep, so you need to come back and pull this wave. Playing up here is not what you want to be doing. Pretty easy lane for the Clockwork so far. I also don't really feel like it's your job necessarily to trade too much. Like, you have okay kill potential if you guys chip them down quite a bit, but they kind of just don't really care that much, and you don't really care that much that they're in the lane either, because you're just going to be lifestealing and farming anyway. So I would prefer that you just focus on keeping the creep wave back, get an EXP lead, and then maybe you can get kills on them once Disruptor is fat and you're fat. But you had questions about the mid game, so I guess we'll just go ahead and skip. We've got, curious when you actually came up here. Alright, so we've got our Maelstrom. We push the bottom tower. We TP mid. Cool. Seems good. Push out mid. Farming through their jungle. I like this. I'm a big fan of this, actually. I like this a lot. Farm away to the top lane, taking all of their farm in their jungle. Take their top tower. This is a really nice rotation, actually. Use your shovel. I don't know if you're not using it, but it's been off of cooldown for a long time. Philosopher's Stone, send it home. Oh, force out the Chrono. Cool. Be a little careful playing up here aggressively at this point, just because people are probably coming. But I guess they can't really stop you, and they have no Chrono, so just continue to exert pressure. This looks good to me. running to the mid lane to join our team. Pushing the mid wave, taking aggressive farm. This is all good stuff. You won this game, right? Yeah, I'm not surprised because you're actually playing this game very well. Mid game, focusing on the tombstone. I like that. Focusing on dying. I guess that's fine. Just because you're a Lifestealer, you just kind of want to hit whoever is closest to you. What's available. You do need somebody to get the sniper, but that probably is Clinks's job. I think you probably... Unfortunately, you don't have a blink dagger on anybody. So yeah, maybe work with the Clinks a little bit to get some kills, just because you don't have any other way to get on top of people with Infest. So that's something I would think about. And then your team kind of just splits up and starts feeding because nobody's giving them direction to play anywhere in particular. So now we're just back to farming. Taking random fights. Luckily we're winning because we're ahead in net worth. And the enemy team is just feeding into us one at a time. Yeah, it's an interesting game to look at just because you're kind of in that spot where you're basically unkillable. And so I would say that you want to just tell your team like where to play. And you can just decide, hey, I'm just going to play top. Can we get a couple of wards in the jungle, take this outpost, and then just live in their jungle. And then just try and basically eat up this wave and this wave just over and over. Just take this whole wave and this whole wave. And then just live here and eat up all the jungle until you feel like you want to take Roche. Then you take Roche, and then you go high ground with the Aegis. And that's pretty much all you have to do. This is something that I struggle with getting teams to do all the time. But when you're ahead, you don't want to take over all this area, take up all of their farm, and then go back to your side of the map and farm these camps. These camps don't matter. You want to just be here, taking these farm, this wave, and then don't go back over here, because if you go back over here, then the other team can come out of their base. And you want to keep them stuck in their base where they're getting no gold. So the best way to do that is to control 2 waves, because it's very hard for you to play 3 lanes because you don't have enough resources to kill anybody or multiple people who come out in 3 lanes. So you want to just control 2 lanes, and generally that's mid plus whatever lane you feel like you can control the best. And most of the time that's going to be this jungle, so it's going to be the top lane and the mid lane as the Radiant, which is going to also give you Roche control. And so the game naturally progresses quite easily if you just keep this wave shoved into their base and this wave shoved into their base, and then you eat up all these camps. And you could have maybe some supports taking these. You can even just kind of leave this lane as a lane where the other team can get out. Of course, if they get past this river, then maybe you come back out and you force them back in by smoking across from this jungle, smoking across over here to kill them. But basically, yeah, just live in this triangle and then take Roche and then end the game. And that's basically how you proceed. Itemization wise, don't really have a problem with anything that I see. Looks pretty good to me. Whoa. You guys almost lost this game. Anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Replay Review. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters for submitting replays. And thank you for everyone who tuned in to watch. We will see you another time. Good luck in your games, and peace out.